All right, what is up, everyone? So happy to have you back for another amazing episode of Beyond the Panel. Tonight, it
Yo,
is
yo,
Beyond the Panel
yo.
presents CGC Scamming on Hulk.
I gotta get this other screen
What
out of here.
the
What's
hell
up?
is going on here?
Yeah. Oh, man. So I did a little research
What's
on
up,
this.
John?
Well, I've heard. Okay, let's give me a second. I did hear that. I heard a little bit about this, but I wasn't really paying attention. But we always have our field reporter out there, Marc Spector Comics. Shout out to him. Because let me tell you something. Me and Mark, we broke a lot of stories together back in the day, and we're still breaking them. So apparently, shout out to the 99 Newsstand. Everybody knows who you are. We're all friends. And also the Swaggle House. There was a couple people who broke the story, so I'm gonna explain to you how it went down for what I researched. And it's really crazy. I mean, because honestly, this is really bad because if somebody I put this out there for people not to use this. Please don't use what I'm saying to any nefarious means, please. But okay, the way it's done is like this. From what I understand with the Hulk 181, a lot of research was done. It's just mean like this book was tracked down by serial number, and then what was done with the book was characteristics of the book, like specific. There was a specific corner that was meant, and some tick marks. They were able to line those two pictures up, and you can see that it went from a qualified grade of I forget what it actually was. I think it was a 8.5, and then went up to a 9.0. Like it literally jumped like a half a grade, and it went from a qualified grade to a blue label. So the scam is they're not sure exactly. For some cases, it depends on how old the CGC case is. But for some cases, what's happening is that they're cracking it open from the top. And I don't know if you guys ever had a cracked CGC. I've had a couple. So what happens is when they crack from the top, they can pretty much just spread it open. And there is like a plastic binder that holds the book in there. It's kind of like they slip the book into a plastic binder, but they don't seal the binder. But it's like an invisible binder that goes into it. With skill, you can actually take that out, replace it with something else, give that back to CGC and tell them, oh, you cracked it and you want to get it reholstered.
Yep.
And that's the problem right there. Because now CGC is not thinking that, well, somebody's giving us a book back that's not the right book. Not only that, the reason why they do this also is because with older books, it costs you more money to submit them. And you guys, yes, okay, that's what it was. Thank you. And it costs more money to submit them.
That's crazy.
Older books cost more money to submit them, right? Yeah, it was qualified 8.5, 9.0. Thank you for that. I'm sorry, my numbers
because you
get all crazy.
You
There's so many
pay
numbers
based on the value of the book.
Not only that, a qualified grade is going to give you less value because it's missing something. Now, what you just did was you took a qualified grade and you bumped it up to a blue label. You're making it a certified grade. You just took a qualified to a certified, and you increase the value while taking that book out, and you keep that book while you're slipping that Mickey in there. You know, it can be done. I never thought about doing it because, you know, I just think that I hope CGC is aware of this. I don't necessarily blame CGC, but they need to take some action for sure because this is going to put a dent in CGC. I mean, CGC has been having scandals for a minute now, and this is just
it's not latest. Their fault, but come on.
Yeah, but they need to address this as well. You know, like I get it's not their fault, but at the same time, if we're finding online these books by certification numbers, by serial numbers, and we could go collect and look this up, and you could see that you could find it. Just takes a little research. If we can find it, you gotta tell me the people at CGC are not aware of this some way, somehow. You guys gotta be aware of this. This is integrity of comics. I mean, and this was all done on an eBay site. I don't have all the information. I'm not gonna put the guy on blast. I don't know enough to actually put it out there, but I would suggest you go watch Swaggle House's video. And there was another video that Marc Spector Comics sent us. So I'm looking it up. I watched that guy too, and he breaks down exactly what happened. He finds the actual Wolverine 181. Incredible Hulk 181. He's the one who finds it. And he pretty much, what a great job this guy did. So I'm just looking up his channel because honestly, I didn't know about this dude till today, but I honestly subbed up as soon as I started watching his channel. So this guy's got some good info to give about this story. So I'm just looking up his name. Yeah, this is okay. So his name is Ryan Whaler, and he's got it's called Automatic Comics. So I would suggest you guys definitely subscribe to Automatic Comics. This guy has great information, really up and coming channel. So yeah, this was like really this whole story is just like, it's a shame because you want to be able to not only buy comics, submit your comics, but you want to be able to trade and do this in peace. Like this is what we always talk about. I tell you guys, this is what I do. I never told CGC, but I'll say it now because I'm going to show you over time what I did to my books. Okay, I got this idea one day when I was reading. Yeah. Can you guys go over this?
So John Gilmore's asking, can you guys go over suggestions on better protecting ourselves as we buy, how and where to research cert numbers for suspicious sales? So the one place that I've always went when I'm looking at cert numbers is Go Collect. Typing them in on there,
that's figuring the number one.
Figuring out the book. If it's legit, it will tell you exactly what book it should go with.
Yes, absolutely.
The hard part is though, is you can't get pictures. So if you have a book like this that has been pulled out and reholstered, it's going to go with the book that it's been reholstered as. So that's the thing about all this, is that's why it's such a crazy scam, is that we're seeing CGC not even catch this. And like a lot of the time reholsters actually can get a different grade because CGC will look back at the book. That's why I'm so confused as to why they're not catching the fact that these are going from qualified grades to certified grades, bumping up the value about 30%, and even bumping up, as you mentioned, John, the grade of the book from an 8.5 to a 9.
Yeah, but also the scam, part of that scam is that what you're doing is you're buying a better grade book and you're taking that better grade book, you're keeping that better grade and you're exchanging that for the lower grades in an enclosed CGC case, and you're sending it back to just get it reholstered. So CGC needs to be looking at what they're actually getting back. Because I always thought, I do have a book I have to send back. It needs to be reholstered. It was Made Spider-Man #1. What are the newer ones? Dan Slott one, right? I cracked the top of it, and okay, so I just send that back and reholster. So I always thought, initially, I always thought, well, they gotta if it's broken, if it's cracked, they gotta inspect the book, because I know the case is made to protect the book, but wouldn't you just automatically inspect the book? Maybe it dropped a slight number or two, it could have went from a 9.8 to a 9.6. You don't know. So I always assumed that was just something that was done, but apparently it doesn't seem that to be the case, because these books are just going in, and like I said, it's going in with the case being cracked and CGC under the assumption that this is the actual book. But I don't know if I don't want to say that they're not inspecting the book, but if you are given a book to, and the other way the scam works as well is that you could take a certified book that's a higher grade, right? Like the Mark Jewelers ads. You could take those books out that are the higher grades, and then you could resubmit those with the Mark Jeweler and say, you guys missed the Mark Jeweler. And then they will resubmit that as a Mark Jewelers. Now, the reason why you do that as well is because you're still saving money. That's what the scam is. Anything that's over $1,400, your CGC to submit it will cost more. But if you already own the CGC and the case is cracked and you send it in, then that's how the scam is. So I'm going to say the best way to protect yourselves is, honestly, know who you're buying from. Don't just go on eBay and just buy from anybody, okay? Know who you're buying from. And that goes for any place you buy. Whatnot, eBay, any place that has any kind of auctioneering houses, you have to know who you're buying from. Now, also remember, when you're buying online, especially in this kind of market, you're buying from individuals, not a company. You're buying from other people. So reputable sources are good. I always say buy on eBay because I know, and we actually did the research on this when there were books that the acetate ink when they were selling for like so much, and then people were getting mad that they were paying $24,000 for a book, and they get your book canceled. eBay has a great policy on guaranteeing your books for at least 30 days. So if anything's wrong with it, eBay will step in and they don't play. They will literally just refund your money until you keep the book. I've seen this happen in many cases. So if I was going to buy a CGC that I couldn't really like, I didn't know myself personally, eBay's a good way to go. And like I said, if you know any local comic shops that are reputable, you trust, that's a good way to go. I always say this to people as well. Always try to go with friends and family that collect. Like, exactly. This is why I always shout out to Instagram, because this is what I feel Instagram is. It's our own little market. Not only that, it's a place where we can be trusted. Like, if I'm going to sell you something, Chris, and you're going to sell me something, we know we're getting something that, I don't have to worry. That's the point. And this is what I would say the best way to buy comics is through people that you follow on Instagram and people that you follow on any medium, YouTube, Facebook, whatever you're following comics on. It could be Pinterest. I don't know. It could be damn, what's that other one? I don't even know the damn name of it. But I'm just saying, like, as long as you're in a community where you can trust somebody, that's where I would go. But like I said, pretty much it's all about who you trust. And I say eBay's good. What up, my brother? So
what's going on, guys?
Tell us, Marc Spector, what's going on?
I don't know how well you can see this,
man?
but
Craziness.
This corner got broken.
Yeah, I see. You got a little thing in it. Yeah.
I've thought about getting a reholder. You can actually see the shard that broke off right here still in the bag. I've thought about getting a reholder just because it's an older label. But also, I don't care to get a reholder. I like the book. You can't see it when I display it. And I mean, the book presents amazingly on its own. And I mean, I don't want to take a great hit. And this book isn't like something that I will keep forever. Or it might be. I don't know. If I decide to sell it, I'll go and reholster it. But it's like, I'm not going to sit there and make it like my life's work to make this a regular edition and not have people notice that it's the German edition of Ultimate Spider-Man.
That's funny. Oh, man. So
have you guys already started talking about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like,
how far you guys got into it?
Got to the point where we were talking about how the Wolverine was found, the 181 was found, and how the scam allegedly worked. Like, it went from an 8.5 qualified to a 9.0 certified grade. Wow. And I think, I don't know if I'm not mistaken, because I know you would know this, Marc Spector. That they upgraded that to a Mark's Jewelers, if I'm not mistaken, correct? And
no.
Oh, that was the Spider-Man one. We'll get into that one right after. So we'll leave it to the Spider-Man right after this one.
That was just a qualified label. I think it was missing the Marvel value stamp.
Yes, that's what it was. Missing the Marvel value
it just
stamp.
got turned into a regular blue label. Yeah.
And it got bumped up. It got bumped up a half a grade as well, which also, like, on that book, it actually jacked it up a couple of grand just by that alone.
Yeah.
Hey, what up, Ad again? Yeah, so it bumped it up a couple of grand for that alone. And the thing is, it's like this, like, so I'll show you guys something that I'm going to be saving for Saturday. It'll be on my shows, guys. So if you're watching this, I'm going to be presenting this. So look, let's just say this one, right? I didn't present this one yet. I just got this back. Check it out, guys. So we're talking Amazing Spider-Man number 100 CGC 4.0. Now, let's just say that this book was qualified, like it had the green label. You could take this book out. I could have bought a 4.0 or 3.5, and that's the scan. You take the book out, you lift it right out, and you put it back in there. Hey, look, Marvel, I need you guys. I need a new reholster, and that's how the scan works. And I was saying this to Chris earlier. What we were just saying, Chris, about how you were worried about losing the grade, right? So you didn't even want to bother sending it in. Well, apparently I don't think that's the case, because, like I said, this is getting by some of these guys. And I don't necessarily blame the CGC, because I just think it's just so much volume. And, a lot of these guys are older. They are older. Oh, what up? We got a full house. What up?
What up, everyone?
Chilling.
How's everyone doing?
Oh, man, we're talking
My
about
Amazing Spider-Man 300. I made sure to buy that from my local comic shop because I trust who was selling it to me. I'm not going to go and spend $500, $600, $700 on a comic and not know that it's a legit thing. Like, that's an ASM 300 8.5 newsstand edition. Like, I know everything about that book. My LCS owner sent it in to CBCS. He got it back and he goes, I knew you were looking for one. I didn't even put it up on the shop floor yet. I was actually about to text you when you texted me, so clearly your ears were ringing. Because I literally texted him like a couple days before my birthday. I was like, hey, do you have any raw ASM 300s? He goes, no, I'll actually send one, or I actually just got one back, and I'll sell one to you for a little bit under market value because it's you. And I was like, sweet, sounds good. So
that's a
my
true
wife and I
homie
went
right there.
picked it up, paid $500 for it, and that was it.
Nice.
You know?
Damn.
But
that's nice.
My biggest thing, like John was asking, what's the best way to protect yourselves as you buy? My biggest thing is buy raw. And if you're going to spend a lot of money, buy in person.
Yeah, I agree.
You can hold the book in your hands. You can look at it page to page, see everything that's there and not there. And you're not paying overpriced for something that doesn't.
Now, here's the thing, though. I just wanted to point on, because I forgot to say this earlier. I've done this with my books, and I'm going to show you guys this in the future. I've actually etched some of my books, and I've etched them in a way that I can only find them. Like, I've etched my books. There's things I put in the CGC. I'm going to show you guys. I was going to do a whole special on that because I never wanted to out myself on it, because I always felt by you etching your book somehow, you're going to devalue the grade. No, you don't really devalue the grade. I got this idea from watching Golden Age comics, and this is what they used to do back in the day. People used to etch their own books. I don't know if they did it to identify their books or not, but it was just a thing. Like, on certain letters, they would put like certain markings. I do it like if it's a dark page, I'll take like a slightly bluish ink and I'll just etch it somewhere. Well, you're not going to find it. I'm telling you, I do it so light and so clean, you're not going to find it. But when I get it back to CGC, I can find it with my just a regular flashlight, and I can find it. And I've done it like about 20 times. And they all came back. The ones I did those 20 times, they're all 9.8s. That's what makes it funny as hell. So, you know, they do run like they run like ultraviolet light over the book itself. They do run it, but there's certain inks that they just won't pick up on the ultraviolet. So, you know, that's why blue ink is the best ink to use, because the ultraviolet is like a blue, and that blue kind of blends in to the point that it's almost invisible to that. Like, you just gotta know how to do it. Listen, I can't explain to you guys how I learned all this stuff. Well, you know, kind of how, but yeah. So
yeah, we're talking about people trading out labels. For like, one guy was saying how there was a book that it was a qualified 8.5. They sent it in to Reholder with a new label, not the label that it was actually originally put with, and it got bumped to an unqualified, a certified blue label 9.0.
Yes.
Wow.
Which bumped it up.
Yeah, like so I'm on eBay right now looking at those sales from that individual. So it looks like he bought that book back in November, early November, because it was an eBay purchase for that green label, and he paid $3,100 for that 8.5 qualified. And then on his page, because his username, you can look him up, it's Comics Select.
Comic Select?
He's Comic Select. And
on eBay,
you might not be on eBay. You may not be able to find him under his name because he might have everything off right now. But if you look up Incredible Hulk 181 CGC 9.0 in recent solds, it was you can find it on there. But it looks like he sold it for $7,100.
Wow.
What was the grade again?
It's a hell of a scam to make $4,000 in a couple days.
From an 8.5 to a 9.0, he made about $4,000.
Wow.
Before fees.
Nah, this guy got to get called out on his BS. This is some. Wow.
And it's weird because like when you go on the sold listings, his username shows up as BRIVA3, and then you click on the link and it shows up as Comic Selects as the seller. So there's some weird stuff going on there as well.
Yeah, Comics was saying that
on eBay.
the listing has been pulled in the last 24 hours, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can look at it's still there.
Because that means that eBay's
sold listings.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are like that's why I say about eBay what I said earlier too, because where he messed up is that eBay, I do like the fact that as soon as you can point out that you've been scammed, they don't play. They stop the money. Remember, Dave, that we went through this with the acetate gate. Remember, we watched auctions like go all the way up. Promiscuous Time Traveler was streaming one day, and it was so great. I loved it. Watched it go all the way up. I think he was the one who was doing the bid, and then just immediately notify eBay, say you got scammed. I thought that was the greatest. But that's also why I like eBay, because the minute you do something like that, it's a wrap. You're pretty much protected buying on eBay. You just got to be able to do it in a certain amount of days. But you shouldn't even have to worry about this. We should be able to buy comics with no problem, especially in a place like eBay. But the fact that they're removing his list is just telling me that they're on the case, and they definitely. This guy. I'm going to tell you right now.
On his page. Right now, it just everything's blank. All it says is he has 723 items sold. No results right now. Basically, he has no listings right now. But if you go on and click sold items under his page, it shows you every single listing he has sold going back to October the 3rd. So you can basically pinpoint, because it's usually 3 months rolling period you can look back to on eBay. And now you can basically question every single book that's on there, whether it's been faked.
Listen,
and
whoever bought from this guy, you need to question
all high grade.
I was gonna say, how much does this put into like the doubt in people's mind that this isn't the first time this guy's done this? Or that this isn't the first guy that's done this. Like the fact that this is even a thing that you can get away with, that CGC is not looking at these books as carefully as we thought they were when they go to get reholstered, and that it's easy enough to do all that is insane.
Yeah. Hey, Dave, just curious, do you know what town this guy is from? Maybe I gotta.
So you can, you can actually. You know what's funny is you go on his page and you look at any one of these sold, because you can look at where they're from. Yeah. And it says he's from Forest Hills, New York.
Oh, word! Forest Hills? Are you serious?
Buy something cheap from him, you can get a return address real quick.
Yeah, it says it right. Yeah, obviously
he's in your state.
It's not going to say your address and stuff like that, but it does say located in Forest Hills.
I know exactly what. Oh, okay.
So who's closest? Dave in New Jersey, Mike in
NYC,
or me in Rochester?
No, I think
I'm in California, so I think I might be the closest.
I think you're the first.
There you go.
Yeah, I think I'm the closest one.
I'm the closest. I do. I'm always in that area. That's the funny part. So that's why you said that. I started laughing. Forest Hills. Interesting.
I think he decided, or he or she, I don't know, multiple people. Who knows how many people are behind this at this point? But it looks like scandal. they went out with a bang, because their last sale on their page before it got taken down, it was a Marvel Superhero Secret Wars number 8, 9.8 Mark Jewelers.
Yeah.
That sold for $21,000.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. So now that we know where this guy's from, okay, finish up. I'm sorry. I'm getting crazy.
And,
I'm getting crazy.
It's not like it was a buy it now. There was 41 bids.
Ooh,
that's crazy.
Listen.
Bids. And it's funny too, because I went on this page yesterday, which was also a red flag. If you look at somebody's feedback seller rating, you know, it's usually really high, like 99%, 100%. You can usually have a good idea if they're reliable. His page yesterday was at 96.8%. You look at it today, it's down to 95.3%.
Wow.
Oh, that's not good.
Which is not good at all.
This stuff open. So now that we know where he's from, let me explain to you what could possibly happen to this guy. Wait, in fact, I'm going to make some calls, because this is going to be an easy one. So, you know how many felonies you committed, sir? how many felonies you committed, and they're felonies because once you do any kind of electronic crime that involves a credit card, automatic felony. Now we can do another felony on top of that one because now what you're talking about is anything over thousands of value that he scammed that person. So if you made $4,000 off of a book that you know was $4,000 less, that means now you have another charge of a felony. This guy's gonna get charged with felonies up his walls. I don't know who this person is, but if I was you, buddy, I hope you didn't use your real name and all that, and you have to because it's eBay.
It's eBay.
Yeah, I think the NYPD is gonna be knocking on your door by tomorrow morning. I can guarantee you that for
because
sure. I'm gonna make a couple calls to see if any of my boys are thirsty.
Anybody that sells on eBay knows that you got to have your personal information because now it's all tied into taxes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You know, so
you know that guy has to be
or at least your
taxed on
business
that.
information.
Over $20,000.
Yeah.
That's nothing too. Now we're talking about federal tax fraud. Ooh, this gets bad. Now you're talking about internet fraud. That's called wire fraud. Okay, I'm teaching you guys about the law. When you use the internet to commit a crime, a phone or telegram or mail, that's considered what we call in the United States wire fraud, and that's a whole nother charge. That's one of the worst charges you can get. I mean,
especially
I
if you sold internationally.
Oh
If
shit!
you sold internationally or interstate, like between, because obviously eBay, you could ship this anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world.
yeah.
This could go real high.
This could, like, we're talking about this and laughing, but I'm being honest with you guys. This could be like a real major. This is going to be a major comic book arrest that we have never seen in our lives. Because I know for a fact. Listen, we talked about the consortium, right? I told you guys about my consortium. Some of them were from Forest Hills. So when I hear this, I know I kind of know what's going on. And these people are. This is not one person, but it's all good though because you literally whoever's on there now is going to go down for this because the minute somebody turns in that book, all that person has to do is make a police report to their local station, to their local police department. Like, let's even in another state, and that gets forwarded to the NYPD. Because when you know where the person's from, you just say, yeah, they're from New York. I got the book from New York. That report gets forwarded to the NYPD. If he did this anywhere in New York, a report gets made for him in that state, which is even worse for him because then now, you know, they're really on. They're going to be on you because now you're local and you're on their radar. I know how this works. Trust me. So, yeah, I'm going to make some calls and see what's going on. I'm going to do some more research and, yeah, I'm going to blow this guy completely out the water. I don't care. And, buddy, come get me if you want, please. I'll be waiting with all of my defenses.
No, just like,
Spies
Lair, just live stream all that. Live stream and when it all goes down.
It's all good. I'll probably be there when he gets arrested. I mean, I'm going to talk to some people. I'll be honest, this is a big case.
Now, the question becomes the people who actually purchase this. I don't know, like, this is all like speculation and stuff. Do they even know, like, you know, they're just buying books, you know, for their personal collection. They don't really know, like, if they have even an idea that this is happening. You know, they could just be the casual buyer that they want to.
They probably don't know. They're probably just buying.
They probably don't know.
Knowing,
like,
I would think though, right now, especially for everything that's happening, that I'm hoping that this is happening, but I think it may be happening. That eBay may be reaching out to these people who have bought books from him and letting them know.
I would hope so. Yeah.
There's some.
If
it's not,
I would hope that would be
everybody.
The case. Because when you say
not everybody's tied into social
know.
media. Yeah, they don't know what's. Not everyone knows what's going on.
If we're talking about books in like the $1,000 range or less, I'd say we're talking about some casual buyers. But if you're talking about Hulk 181, that's a collector's book. That's a book that
you're talking about
someone knows what they're buying.
Yeah.
And they're probably on Instagram and they're hopefully and probably seeing all of the stuff that's going down with this. So hopefully they immediately were like, oh crap, is that I just bought from them or is that the book I just bought? Because
and you can reach out to
now the funny thing.
It's all good.
The funny thing you guys mentioned Instagram. I remember last month, I want to say around early November. I don't know if you guys, follow Comics Elite or Grail's IG, their sales pages. They're big like dealers on IG.
Yes, I do follow them.
I do Comics Elite,
They had, I think, 5 or 6 9.8 Mark Jewelers on there for sale.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about this.
And I was like, where are these books coming from? Because those books are like unicorns.
Come-
And
Yeah.
to see one
Yeah.
of those come up for sale, and they had 4 or 5 of them. You're talking about ASM 300,
in a row.
you know, they had ASM 252, they had ASM 190, or what's that? Black Cat. There was like a bunch of them that were like $10,000 to $20,000 books. First Deadpool, and the Mark Jewelers. And I'm wondering if that person tried to get to one of those on there to consign the books on there before they tried selling them on eBay.
Who knows? Maybe that's a possibility. I can't see
You
why.
know?
If I was in that kind of end of it, I would try to get into it in a heartbeat. Why not? Grab me some grills. It gives you crazy ideas that this could be done. It's just that it's so. This is not hurting CGC. You're not hurting. You're hurting your fellow community. Is what you're doing. You're scamming innocent people, and that's a real scummy thing to do. I honestly don't like. I never liked that about people. Look, you want to earn something, it's one thing. Go kill yourself for it. Work hard for it. But you're scamming people, and it's a bad and it could even be, for all we know, we look at it like it could be money. Maybe this guy's just trading. He's buying things lower to trade up. Maybe this is a crazy person with his collection, and he just wants everything to be mint, and he figured out a way to do it. Well, I can trade this up, make some money, buy this, trade it up again, keep going and go. I don't know. It's just to me, I just don't see the sense of see how much thought we're putting into this. It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work for what? So you're ripping off people that are just trying to buy a piece of history and hold something, because people didn't know that back in the day that comics were going to become like freaking paintings, like collecting fine art. Which I always felt
this is a white collar crime.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's white collar.
This
and when you got white collar crime, you got FBI involved. And this is why I'm saying that. This is right here. This could go from a police matter right to the FBI like that. And that's why I'm telling you. This dude, whoever you are, dude, run. Trust me when I tell you. Run. It's over for you. Trust me. That's it. No, you guys laughing. Watch. We're gonna be talking about this next
Yeah,
week.
this is gonna be a big.
Okay, how many times have I been wrong?
I'm trying to
be an epic bust.
I'm just kidding.
How many Mark Jewelers variants of Hulk 181 are on the census, but on Go Collect, there's no separate for Mark Jewelers for the Hulk 181.
No.
Yeah.
But there are some for other ones. Hulk 340, which is the one with Gray Hulk, and you have Wolverine with his claws out.
Oh yeah,
there's nothing on the census above a 9.4.
Okay.
So like if magically one unicorn pops out, you know that this is probably something that's a scam. Like the fact that there has never been a 9.8 Mark Jewelers variant in that book, for it to magically come about right about now or in the next couple months would prove that this is still happening, or it's been happening, or whatever.
On that guy's page, and it's a wrap. Definitely. I would try to take off that page, man. But it's good that we're talking about this, because it puts okay, you could spot these things easily, by the way. Like in person, I always say try to buy in person if you could. But I did have a friend that showed me he was getting ready to buy. I won't say the shop, because I felt bad for the shop owner, because once I pointed out like what he had, he really felt, well, he got ripped off. It was bad. But he had an Amazing Spider-Man number 300, and immediately I was like, what the hell is that? I laughed because I have 1, 2, 3. I got 4 copies, and I have one. Wait, I bought 10 back in the day. I stood with 5. I was lucky enough to get one signed by Stan Lee, but the one that I got signed by Stan Lee, I forgot. When I was younger, Tom McFarlane signed the inside for me. I just totally forgot about it. When I submitted to CGC, they found that and put it in, so I appreciate that. I have those books left, and what was happening was, when I saw it, it was too freaking red. If you look at Amazing Spider-Man number 300, it has like an orange-red kind of color, kind of like what this looks like, that kind of color. This thing was red, like red. I was like, whoa. My friend was like, look, so I'm like, that's a phony. That's a phone. It wasn't a CGC though. It was a CBX, I guess. I think it was a CBX. It was just looked like a CGC almost. or PBX. It was PBX. I'm sorry. And I just saw it right off the bat. I'm like, dude, this is not. I'm talking to the owner of the shop, and I said, look, I downloaded some pictures and I showed him on the phone. I said, look, that's the actual color of those numbers. I said, it looks. I said, and the border on the back. Okay, when you have the back of that book, it was pure black, and nothing from the front bleeded into the back. This had like a border on the back. I'm like, it's not supposed to have any, like, almost like a white line going down. I'm like, that right there. I said, this is a phony book. It was a 9.2. I was like, wow. So I know that they're float out there. I've seen them, but to hear at this level, this is just like something that, like, I'm not surprised for what I used to do. It was only a matter of time that somebody was going to do this anyway. So this is going to be like interesting because when I talk to the FBI tomorrow, I want to know if this is going to be white collar because I say it's you're talking about collectibles, antiquities. So yeah, this is a white collar crime. This is even worse. Yo, buddy, this is worse than I said. Forget the cops. The cops would be like the best thing that could happen to you. No, you're talking the feds, okay? And they don't play with this. So yeah, I'll let you guys know. Wait, what's tomorrow? Saturday? Nah, I can still call him tomorrow. I'll let you know. I'll let you guys know what's going on. I'm gonna actually I may do some filming on this and this is gonna be my little breaking news. I want to see this guy go down because what you did was real scummy. Unless he didn't know, which I don't doubt. I don't think he did.
Yeah.
I don't think that he didn't know. Too many books, too many coincidences. And
if you buy the book and then you resell the book and it's the same exact book you bought, you knew what was going down.
You know, that's my point. See,
if you bought this book and then you're like, oh, I just got a great deal, and then you need to sell the book and this goes down and you're not a big seller, you haven't sold thousands or hundreds of books or whatever, I would say, you know what, you probably had no idea what was going down.
Right, I mean, exactly.
I could sell any one of these on my wall and magically it could be a reprint, and I didn't know, which is the other thing. Is there people who have been trying to pass off reprints that look very similar to the original, sending in the label with the original, CGC not checking, and getting a not signature label, but a blue label,
just a blue label.
A non-reprint.
So that's my
book.
question is what CGC's involvement on this when it comes to reholders? Are they actually inspecting the book?
Yeah.
When they just reholder, what's the process? Or are they just basically cracking it open and just putting it in a new encasement with a new label with the same serial number?
Well, and that's what I think they're doing. They're doing exactly what you're saying, because if they were inspecting the book, they would catch a lot of this stuff. Not only that, but the scam goes both ways, because people will put it back in and say, look, my case was cracked open, and I noticed that when it cracked open, the book was open slightly. I saw a black insert. You guys forgot to put the Mark Jewelers insert on my CGC originally. So that's how that scam works as well, because then they take that and then they reclassify it as a Mark's Jewelers, when in fact that was never on Mark's Jewelers. You did that, you added that in there to get the bump of the grade. They're not checking the grades, apparently. They're not checking the quality of the books. And I always thought that they were going to do that. That's why what Chris is saying, that
would be a regrade then. And they're not in that case. That's how you get it by. They're not regrading the book. They're just
they're just getting it reholstered. Exactly. Not only that, but you gotta understand. Like I said, a book that's worth over $1,200 or $1,400, I know it costs way more to submit that book. So that's another way that you're saving money. You're saving hundreds of dollars by just getting it reholstered. You already have it.
Oh yeah. Because otherwise. Yeah, otherwise
you'll be paying the retail value of it.
Whatever it is, the express tier, and you paid 3% of FMV.
Yeah, and that's when your book, it could go up to like.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're paying what, $20, $25 to reholder it.
Yep.
Something like that.
$1,400 to $25. So yeah, I mean, and like I said, the only people that are really getting hurt from this is CGC and the customer, and just getting away with it. But it's all good though.
It's once again dragging CGC's name through the mud. And not that they need any help with that, but it's dragging their name through the mud. And then on top of that, you've got all these people who are seeing what they're doing and seeing the lack of what they're doing. And a scam is what's come out of that.
I mean, CGC, hire us. Not us, but everybody else that's online covering the story. Everyone, swagger hearts. Everyone's been covering this damn soy. These are the people you need to have in your payroll. Hey, what's going on out there in CGC world? Well, hit this one, that one. Because we know, because we're collectors, and we're not trying to get ripped off. You know, we're trying to keep the value of our stuff. So we understand how this works. But obviously, I get it. You guys got a job to do. But you need the police, and don't worry. You know, we can police for you. It's all good. I'm qualified, believe me. I'm really qualified. You'll see when this guy gets caught by the FBI. Remember this convo. Put this in a little clip because this will go viral. I will be talking to some of my friends, let's say, in the business, and we'll see what happens. But I just gotta. The way I'm gonna break it down. This is a good collar.
I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Not only should eBay be flagging these, so that way they can't sell anymore, but should CGC be flagging the person that's submitting these books and
absolutely.
Not allowing them to send any more in?
I agree.
The question is, does CGC know who this person is?
True.
And
because going back, because they receive thousands of books, tens of thousands probably weekly for reholders, I would imagine.
Of course. So you know how that is.
They have to
get them in, get them out, because we got all the books away.
They would have to collaborate, obviously, with eBay to find out who this person is and see to match it up. Basically, has this person reholdered this book? Because they would have that on file, you know, and then go from there.
Isn't the certification number tied to who sent the book in?
No, because you can send it initially the certification number would be tied to that original person.
Initially,
so when you buy that book, that initial person would be on it. But if I bought the book from you, and then I took that book, like, let's just talk about, my Felicia you got over there, 194. And I have to take that one. What's that grade, by the way, on you? It's like a 7.0.
Which book?
Amazing Spider-Man 194, the Black Cat, baby. Come on.
My Black Cat one is a 3.5.
All right. So let's just say I was to buy, a 3.0. I take that book, crack it out, put the 3.0 in there. Cracked, hey, give me a resubmission, give me a reholster, we good to go. That's how I feel like what I would do if I was CGC. When we submitting a book from someone else that bought it, like, because it's just, I don't know, I just find it strange that you are allowed to just buy a book. But then again, like I said, accidents do happen, so you could drop your book by accident and then boom, you know.
I've dropped cases and shit. You know, the thing's cracked. Now I got to send it over.
We're trying to come up with a solution, but it's a very hard solution because it's all about the honor system until somebody breaks it. And I guess this is why law enforcement was created, so that when people do break the law, they go after you, they do their investigation, and they get you for your foul play. You know, and I don't think that everybody should be turned off by this at all. If anything, this should encourage you to really, like, when you're buying books, be really aware of who you're buying books from. Do your research.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, I always say go to local comic shops, the LCS, support the community that started this all. Because before you had all this crazy internet, the only way I was getting comics back in the day was either through the newsstands or through the damn comic shops. And that's why I always support it. Always support them, and they will support you back. Because these people are here for the love of not just the comics, but the love of collecting as well. Every person I know that's ever owned a comic shop is the exact same kind of personality. They're not just in it for the business or for the money. They're in it for the love and the fact that they love to collect. These are the people you want to buy from. Not some party online that has no soul in the book, that has no attachment to it other than a financial gain. You know? And I get it. Business is business. I'm not saying you can't do gold business. But I'm just saying, like, when you're dealing with people like this, they're not going to care. They're going to be scrupulous, and they're going to want to find every little shortcut that they can to make as much money as they can and to save as much as they can. And it's just a shame that you just got to watch yourself. But, you know, buyer, beware. Wherever you're buying from, make sure you get your stuff. Thank you, Anakin. You get your stuff insured. You know, make sure you can get extra insurance if you could. You know, like, if you're going to use, like, PayPal, that's what I like about also why I pay for stuff with PayPal, because you could just go to goods and services. For people you don't know, you know? You go to goods and services, you're guaranteed to be protected. Like, I bought this book. Now, I was going to review this on Sunday, so you guys are getting a sneak peek of my grail that I just got back. Oh my God. Oh my. No, this is big. This is huge. This is
Alex, I
huge.
love your
It's
one-liners.
not a
Oh,
not a
this
Dark
is
Hawk
you.
number one,
You
is
may.
it?
You may
Wait, what,
have to.
Chris?
I love
No,
your
it-
one-liners.
Gee.
This is huge.
Oh, nice. Annual.
Ah, yes.
All right. So
I always loved that
4.5.
cover.
It's such a
This is
beautiful
my
cover.
favorite. This is a Christmas cover. Look at all the colors.
I
That's why I'm
know.
saving it for Christmas Day. I'll be releasing.
Hey, yo,
Has there
I
this.
ever
wouldn't
been
mind
a
if that was
homage to
underneath
that?
my tree this year.
Oh,
I
trust
mean-
me, we already on the works of this. This is going to be my second book cover. It's going to be called The
I feel
Symbiotic
like-
Six. Trust
So
me, I
like,
already got
there's
that
a lot of
already done.
Spider-Man covers that have gotten an homage. I feel like
Yes.
that's the one that's never gotten a true homage
Don't worry.
Until now.
Daddy
until
got a
now.
plan. I'm telling you, I already working on it. So anyway, so you see this book right here is a 4.5, but it's a qualified.
Yeah.
Is it qualified? Yes.
Yeah.
It's a qualified grade. Okay. Now I can
What'd
just
you do
go
to
buy.
it?
Oh no.
What
Are you
didn't
gonna
he
crack
do
it
with
and
it?
send it in for a reholder?
No, I would never do that. This is already like this is brand new. Look, this is like the newest holsters they have. I tell you guys, I'm afraid to send things in.
Yo,
So
wait, hold on.
I already
Spice Layer,
knew
Can you show the back
what
again?
was. So the back has a UPC right there.
Wait, how much
yeah,
was
that
it? Oh yeah,
QR code.
$1.25 for 100 toy soldiers. Yeah, I'm like going off topic now.
Yo, let me
You
tell you
cannot
something.
get that today.
I used to. I bought those back in the day. Like in the 70s, in the mid 70s. I bought those 100 toy soldiers. They're
Now is it like
They're
it's like
flat.
$12
They're all-
now?
I don't even think they have them anymore. But they're all flat and they're green and they're black. Yeah, because it was cheap because that was like 1964 prices. So see what's missing on this book is 33, 34, 35. Those were the pinups.
Oh,
okay.
Just had to take the pinups out.
Well, when you're a kid and nobody tells you like don't take things out of comics and don't put them in your back pocket, and then you're like getting yelled at one day because you don't realize that the book is older than you, and you're like, okay, sorry, no problem. I mean, what's funny is the Mark Jewelers.
Yeah.
I've had comics when I was very young and I didn't know what the hell they were, and I was ripping them out. I didn't know. I was young. I was ripping them out. They were getting in the way. So
Yeah, how could you have known?
I was like, this is annoying. Why are they putting this in here? This is why they're so rare as well, people. It's not because everybody thinks, they're rare because they don't put them in books. No, because when we were younger, we were ripping them out of the damn books. Nobody told us to keep them in there until, like I heard in the 80s and 90s about this ads to keep them in there. So I just started leaving everything alone. Like, you know how you get those digital coupons in your comics? Do not pull those
codes. Yeah.
Don't pull those. If you pull that tab, you just turned your book into a qualified book because it's incomplete. That is part of the complete process of that book. A lot of people don't know that. Yes, there you go.
Oh,
Do
man.
not
pull
that.
You'll get a green label if you submit that book without that little sticker on there.
Right.
I find that so crazy because it's like, what the hell's the point of putting that in there? Then?
I don't.
Yeah, because what if you want to keep the digital book and then sell the physical copy? That way you still have it in a form.
I'm going to tell you why I find that not to be crazy. In fact, I find that to be a good thing because now you have a choice: keep your book pure or get that free copy. So by everybody wanting to get their free copy, because let's face it. Besides people in our age group, not a lot of youngsters are buying comics. They get their stuff for free. Trust me.
That's
My
true.
digital collection. Somebody told me digital collection. I just literally dropped them right off the conversation. I said, let me tell you something about a digital collection. Anybody can get one. No. Do you have a physical one? I don't want to hear it. So what's good about that is that you got all these kids that want to get these comics and they want to, they want to get the free copy. So good. Let them get the free copy. As they're pulling their tabs, it's making your book more rare. So go pull away. I tell everybody when I meet them, like not true collectors. Yeah, go get the free digital comic. You can put that on all your devices. But the people who truly collect never pull anything out of a comic. I learned that a little late in life, and I think the Mark Jeweler ones I used to make airplanes on them. They actually were good for making airplanes. I remember that one. So you can make... no, they were really good for airplanes. I remember flying.
Nice sturdy
get those Mark Jewelers to make those airplanes. Everyone, if you have them, whip them out.
I wish I could go back in time and buy all those comics all over again. Like that Incredible Hulk, I could have bought that back in the day when I was small. I remember seeing it, but the one thing I didn't like about it was how they made Wolverine look so ugly. And I remember I was like, I hate how they made Wolverine look. So for me, I never bought that book. Don't show it to me. I'll come into your house.
Wait, what
Here's
book
the
again?
scam that's completely accepted by the comic book community, though.
Okay.
Amazing Spider-Man. What is it? 238. The
Mhm.
tattoos.
Hobgoblin?
Yes.
Yep.
Taking the tattoos out of the Fantastic Four book that's not worth anything.
Uh-oh.
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 Oh, man, that's it. They came to his house now. It's over.
Did I freeze?
No, yeah, you froze, but I think it was
Yeah, you
because...
froze. Right.
Oh, there we go. I think Alex was leaving. I was talking. It all
Hey, yo,
happened
what's
all
up?
at once. So the Amazing Spider-Man 238, taking the tattoos out of the Fantastic Four copy, putting them into the 238 copy. Is that a scam?
Well,
Wait, are they the same tattoos?
Are they? I think one's a
I
spider
believe
tattoo,
so.
if I'm not mistaken. You know, we're gonna have to
So
do
which
some
book is that in the
research on this.
Fantastic Four? I'm not even sure. Which book has tattoos in the Fantastic Four book?
Let me look it
Yeah, I
up.
don't even know
Because
what
we
it
were
is.
I
when
didn't
I
even know
first
there
had
was
that
tattoos
book.
in an FF book.
Because I do have a copy without the tattoo in it, so I'm just interested to know. I got a green label because no one told us not to take things out of the book back in the day, and I put that spider on my hand, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful. It lasted for 3 days. Damn you! Damn you!
Well, it's
people.
like back in the day when they did the Marvel value stamps back in the day in the 70s,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
80s, I think it was.
Yes.
So
Yes.
back then they incentivized people to cut them out and
Yes.
mail them or something like that.
Yeah, you
Yes.
send them in
And
to get
then you would
something
get
in the
something.
mail. Yeah.
Yes.
It's Fantastic
Yeah.
Four 252.
Oh, 252. I'm gonna look for that.
Oh, okay.
I may
Okay.
have that one.
And the
It has to go
staples line up
252.
almost perfectly. And the only difference is that the 252 is a sideways cover. So I guess the staples
Okay.
are a little bit different on it. So
Sure.
they're like just to the point where they line up.
And
But
they're the
I'm
same
good with
tattoo, or are they
staples.
different tattoos?
I believe the tattoo covering looks the same, but obviously if you don't take them out, you never know. I'm not quite sure
Yeah,
what
I
the
didn't
tattoo
even
on the
know
inside
that
looks
book
like.
had tattoos. I'd have to look
Yeah, I
that
didn't
up.
even know
Wow.
either. That's good to
Interesting.
know.
And it's like
Oh,
a
hello,
$5
green
book.
label. Hello,
Hello,
green
green
label.
label.
So is that a scam or is that, I mean, you're changing the book to be something different, or is that conservation? Are you conserving the book to its original, or preserving or conserving, however you want to label it, conserving the book to
Well,
its original state?
it can't be conservation has to be removable. That's the
Okay.
difference between conservation and restoration. Restoration can't be removed.
So it'd be
Conservation can.
restoration?
It would be restoration if that's the case.
Yeah, it could be a restoration, but I don't know, because it's funny. I actually have that book, 7.5 in the green
You should
label.
take it out.
I could take it out. No, but it's
You
my
should take
book,
it
so
out
I
and then
know.
turn it into a paper airplane and see if
Do
it works.
it. That'll be the most
Oh
expensive
no!
paper airplane.
Trust me. When I took, I remember putting that tattoo on my hand, thinking, "I hope I didn't make a mistake." But I love Spider-Man so much, so I wanted to represent. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how much that took the value of that book. But I'll tell you though, I never forget the day I got rid of my first Deadpool, because I didn't like the cover.
Really?
Just saying. Yeah.
I hate that cover.
Thank you. Not
I hate
just
that
me.
cover.
Is that a Liefeld cover by any chance? I don't
Oh
even
yeah.
know who made the cover. Oh,
Yeah, I'm pretty.
okay.
Yeah, that's Liefeld.
Shout
Yeah.
out.
So that's
Oh.
what the tattoos look like in the Fantastic Four book.
Okay.
Ew.
So you can't tell a thing. All you do is open up the staples, slide it right on in there, call it a day.
Interesting.
So anyway, guys, I'm gonna give you a reprieve for 24 hours. I need to do some research, and I'll get back to you guys. But I have so many Secret Wars number 8s. Not so many. I don't want to say so many. I have one up there in the
If you have
7.5.
so many, you can just gift one over here.
Dude, I was just about to say that. Yo, you can gift
Yo,
some.
yeah, spend
Like, how many do you have?
A little bit
I
less
had to
west,
take my
and one a little
ASM
south.
300s out of the frame because people kept asking me, man, you got all these things just casually laying around. I was like, oh, man, I forgot to put those away. Sorry, thanks for telling me. They're like, you got like 3 of them laying around. No, but
if you ever
I
run out of space, you know where you can store them.
Oh, yeah,
I'm at my house.
I have 2 more Secret Wars, and one of them is a barcode. It's not a high grade barcode. It's maybe a 7.5 or an 8.0, but I never checked those 2 to see if there was a Mark Jewelers in there. Remember all those boxes I told you I had to get? The Pandora's boxes? It's in there somewhere.
Oh, I have a barcode.
I'm going to go through all my books
8,
now.
Secret Wars 8, but it is
Say
not
what?
Mark Jewelers. I said I have a barcode of the Secret Wars 8.
Yeah, okay.
It's a beat up
But
copy
it's not.
though. It's not Mark Jewelers.
Oh, you checked it? Did it
Yeah,
have,
I checked it.
Well, what happened if you was to get one in the shape of an aeroplane and flatten it out and put it back in there?
Yo, then if I got the airplane edition,
I fly it to you, man.
if I got the airplane edition, I'll know it's you. I'm like, oh, sweet, this is owned by Spice Layer.
Yeah, exactly. You ain't gotta worry about it. Just put it in there. Shh, I won't say nothing. But yeah,
I'm wondering. Are Mark Jewelers only newsstands?
Yeah.
I thought that. Yeah,
yeah.
weren't they exclusive to the newsstands?
So I'm wondering.
They're
I
only
bought
newsstands.
that whole collection a couple years ago, and a bunch of those were newsstands, and they all came from Texas.
Oh yeah, because
and there's a lot of bases down in Texas. I wonder if any of those are Mark Jewelers variants.
There's a bunch near, especially if they were near like San Antonio. There's a few bases right in San Antonio alone. There's a bunch of bases in Texas, bunch in Texas. But yeah, that's usually where they were distributed. Were right at the like, what do you call those things? The Army X's. What do you call those things?
Oh, you're talking about the PX in the commissary.
Yeah, the PXs.
PX,
Yeah,
the Army.
Yeah, they would sell them at those shops on bases, and and the soldiers would walk around and read them, and they would often just roll them up and put them in the back of their their pants, and that's why they would often not be high grade.
Yeah,
they were often red, and that was it.
Yeah, when I was in the Army, I remember like I was buying but that's at the time when let me see, that was in the early 90s. And I was buying back then a lot of Spider-Man and Spawn. And they had like these what I liked about the PX is it kind of reminded me of what Walmart does with their comics. They used to have packs as well like that. Where they would just put I was just finding freaking grails on top of grails all the time. I must have got from that place about 15 copies of Spawn #1. Pretty much I cover price. Like it
some
was
of
like
those
already
people are found to be fake.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Understand something. Now that I made a comic myself and I printed my own comic. Come on, man. You want me to show you? It's called Symbiotic Book 1. Look, it's right here.
Dude, I never knew that. I've never heard you mention that before.
Yeah, I know, right? So, being someone who made a comic, I can tell you right now, without a shadow of a doubt, that I may do it for the show. Meaning, I'm going to make an Amazing Spider-Man #101, the first Morbius. I already made the cover, and I'll show you guys the cover off camera. But I already made the cover.
Yeah,
I printed the whole cover from front to back. And I printed it in a way where I aged it. And I aged it naturally. I left it out in sunlight for a couple of months. Every morning, I put it out with my plant. Every morning, I go back outside. I turn the other side out. But I wouldn't tan it evenly. 2 days, one side. 1 day, the other side. That even yellow. And I made it look so real. And I'm not doing this to put it on a book or anything. I just want to see if I can do it. So I'm just doing this to see if I can do it. Now, the next thing I need to do is the bonded paper 60, I believe that they use. Could be a 60 bond. I'm not sure. I'm going to find out what actual bond paper that they use, and I can just print these out. You can literally make a comic, and you can age it if you know how to do it. I mean,
that's cool.
This is a thing that people don't understand. This could be done very easily. But if you're good with comics, like with me, if you gave me a comic, I can find almost... I feel I'm expert enough to spot a fake like that. Like I said, when somebody was having that PBX freaking Amazing Spider-Man 300. I looked at that immediately because it's just so many years of looking at books that you can start to know, even if you haven't seen the book in years, you know exactly what that book's supposed to look like. And if you see something that's off, you will be able to spot it very easily. At least I would be.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and this is another weird line of CGC. The page color, so it could be cream, it could be off-white, it could be white, doesn't affect the grade.
No.
Correct?
With that, no.
But the fading on the cover does.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you why that is.
Is that not weird?
It is weird.
It's yes and no, and I'm going to explain to you why. Because in books, in traditional books, it's always known that the paper will wear quite significantly compared to the cover. The cover's made in a way that it's supposed to preserve the entire book, but this is a comic, so there's not much preservation other than a glossy cover. So as these pages get yellow, it's understandable because there's nothing. Light passes through that thin veil of paper, through that thin veil of cover. So as the light passes through there, it's going to age a book. I think we lost our host, but it's all good.
We lost him.
He comes back. Hey, you're back, man.
I was trying to unfreeze myself. I was frozen on my computer.
I feel you. That happens to me.
Yeah, because like back in the day, a lot of these books, the interiors were used out of newsprint, and then the covers may have not been. They're usually higher quality paper.
The covers were usually made of a higher gloss. What's called like there's like a weighted paper. So it's a certain weight, glossy weighted paper that is actually the cover is what the book is pretty much, and the rest of what you said stock newspaper.
So that's why they'll treat the cover more harshly than the interior. They don't necessarily care.
Because they understand that when it comes to a book, and this is why when the whole idea of CGC, I don't know if people lost sight of this or not. Because it's funny, I've seen them doing brand new books a year or two, and I laugh when I see that. I've done it too. I'm not saying I've never done it, but I mean, the whole point of CGC in your books or putting them in any kind of capsulation is exactly that, to preserve them over time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think you have to be in, unless you know something that I don't know, you don't really have to be in a rush to throw this into a CGC, because I'm going to be honest, I think the best way to keep comics in a nice, dry, cold area. It's cold, driest area you can find, and put them with other comic
put them
books.
In the freezer.
No, you don't want to freeze them.
That's not dry.
And put them with other comics, because I'm going to tell you why. Because when you put all these comics together, and I have done this in my life, I've had comics together for decades. I totally didn't even get to. I'm pulling out the box one day, right? And I'm telling you, I had to put when your collection's old enough, maybe the newer plastics and the backing boards are better now. But trust me when I tell you, I've had books that were so old, that I've had for so long, that the plastics and the boards were becoming so worn. They still stood together because they held each other up. But as I took them out, I had to be careful because there was still yellowing of this plastic. Now, mind you, cold, dark, never been seen by the light in decades. Still got yellow. Yeah. The cardboard got worn. It's
interesting.
It was flimsy.
Wow.
And so I had to be careful. I was like, whoa, this happens. But I had to take all of them out and pretty much re-sleeve every single one of them.
Yeah, that's why they say to re-bag and board your books every 4 or 5 years if you're using those polyethylene bags and boards.
Trust me,
because they do get to that yellowing effect.
Trust me, that was
unless you use Mylars, then that's different. But nobody's using Mylars in every book.
You want to do that also because I did notice, and thank God it didn't happen to my real expensive books, but some of the books over time, when I took them out and I looked in the back of the covers, in the back of the backing board, a little bit of color bleed I was seeing. I was like, oh, thank God it wasn't anything.
Yeah, you'll get that. Yeah. Especially in those glossy books, you'll see that the color really coming right off the backing board. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't show on the book. It doesn't show on the book though, because I searched this book I was like, oh my God, but it wasn't anything real expensive, but it was still a mid-grade book, And I looked at it thoroughly, and I even put a UV light on it, and I put a regular light on it just to see if anything was missing. Because just because you can't see it doesn't mean shades of it weren't taken off. It's just at a lower spectrum that your eyes can't perceive.
Right.
But I was lucky. No, it was just a little bit of bleed, but the book stood intact. But it was just from decades of being together. Yeah, guys, change your stuff every couple of years. The minute they start smelling like old comics, it's time to get a new bag and boards. I'm telling you. But once you open that up, I'm telling you, I got to bottle that. That old comic smells the best, man. The best. You know, you're never going to know that with these new pages. Yeah.
Or when you see the bags, when you see the bags still have a little bit of wrinkling to them, it's time to swap them out.
That's another thing too. Yes, that's another thing too, and that's what really stopped me on my collection lately because I've been putting away so many things, but I got to a point where it was just like I had to stop. Like it was too many baggage. I must have did like 900 over the last couple of days, just like getting my old collection back together. It's madness.
And I mean, that's the crazy part is you want to conserve them, you want to preserve them, but to send off 10, even just 10 normal books.
Yeah, there you go.
It's now like $40 a book.
Yeah, there you go.
To send them off. So you're talking about $400 to drop on maybe $700 to $1,500 worth of books.
I'm telling you,
not everyone can do that.
The books that I got, like the ones that I would submit, and I have about, I'm going to say 8 or 10 short boxes that I call the Pandora's boxes. That would cost me to submit all those probably about $250,000. That's not even my whole collection.
God,
that's just that section. That would cost me over $250,000. Easy.
Yeah.
Who the hell has $250,000? I love CGC, trust me. And there are certain books I will get CGC in the future because I know that the volume of them is going to be too sick. But honestly, I'm really not in a rush to put it in. And then in 5 years, the case goes out of style and they put some other new feature on it. And this is why I waited so long, because when I heard of that, they were going to put that freaking UPC barcode in the back of the new holders, like CBS was doing back in they were doing that already.
Yeah, CBC has been doing that for years.
Oh yeah, they started.
They've been ahead of the game. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So now CGC started adding that, and I waited for that specifically to submit that book. I'm gonna have that book on the show Sunday. So I was really happy to get it back and the great it was. And I know that it's the same book I sent in, just for the fact that of course I'm not gonna tell them that the pinups were ever taken out. But you know, hey, they found it. And I know it's mine because those are the pages that I was missing. And I took many pictures. Especially, so if you're going to submit anything to CGC, this is what I suggest to everybody. Number one, etch it somewhere. Even if you're going to lose a little bit of a grade, etch it somewhere. Somewhere that only you can find it. And that when you get it back, you'll be able to find it in the CGC case. Etch your book. I don't give a damn if you lose a grade. Because when you etch that book now, not only do you know it's your book, they can't switch it up. Because when they switch it up and you send them a picture, go, look, this is my etching right here. Where's that book? Why are you giving me this? And this is how you're going to solve a lot of stuff.
But I want my 9.8.
So you go into a page or two and just mark a number 1 or number 2 on one of the pages in a corner where no one's going to see it. No, but I'm saying, I think it's a good idea to etch the cover just for your own, like, I don't trust. We talk about this, guys. I talk to you guys this all the time. I'm afraid to send in my damn collection. I'm not afraid of anything in life. Just sending it into the damn mail. That's what I'm afraid of. The United States Postal Service. I'm afraid of losing my collection.
It's because he has a half a short box a day of 15s in
that. Man,
that's where they've all been sitting all these years.
Yeah.
I wish.
Well, okay, that's where that 9.8 AF-15 has been sitting that no one's been able to find. One of the biggest things that I've heard about is that when you do see a lot of like these fraud books, these fake books come up, or just fake art in general, the artist of that fake piece will put their initials or their name in the painting somewhere where it would take like someone who really knows that painting, that artwork, that anything to be able to pick that out.
Yep. And that's what I'm talking about. That's etching. That's what that artist did. They're marking it to where they only know where it's at. And if you found it as a fan, then good for you. I mean, because I didn't want to tell you guys this, but I did the same thing with Symbiotic. There is one thing about Symbiotic, and no one's found it yet. And I'm telling you right now, every day I look at it, and it annoys me. It's a special etching. I won't even say what kind of etching it is. It's not.
Will not be a dick
pen.
on there.
This was a visual etching that was done. No.
I swear to God.
That's going to be the next one now that you said
it.
Oh, shit.
It's more like an etching that was caused by a camera flash.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Let's say. So, because you're not going to find it, and I don't intend no one to ever find it. But
wait, it's on the cover?
It's on the cover.
Yeah,
absolutely. You have to.
I'm gonna look for
it. It's actually in 2 places. I give you a hint. One of the places that you can find the anomaly is somewhere in this area on the cover. That's it. And if you find it, then you'll be able to find the second one. And I'm not gonna tell you where it's at. But
wait, did we get a prize?
I noticed it.
Get it?
You know what?
You get a book from his Pandora's box.
If you,
yeah.
If you guys get it, I'll give you something. Yeah, sure. But I don't think you're gonna find it, so it's all good. No one's ever gonna find it. I'm not worried about it.
All 3 of us are gonna go look as soon as we get off.
No,
You're
I'm
like,
telling you.
we all go text him tonight that, oh shit, we found it.
I would suggest that if you guys are gonna really look for this, I would use not too big of a magnifying glass, but something significant. But I can find it without a
use a black light.
I'll take my AF-15 right now in mid-grade.
Actually, a black light would make it worse.
Oh,
you won't be able to see it with a black light.
Damn.
So no, it's not. I told you.
Wait, if I get it, can I have one of those Secret Wars?
No.
We just go place our orders in now.
I still gotta check to see if there's more jewelers in there.
I want the more jewelers.
Out that one and made a plane out of it. I hope that wasn't the one. I know it was 1 or 2 of them back.
Hey, yo, Dave, what would you want from him?
Oh my god.
What's that?
What would you want as your prize if you find them?
Oh, one of his ASM 300s. I think he has like 20 of them.
So I only have 4 left now. I think
only 4.
Oh,
yeah,
only 4.
Some of us don't even have one.
I don't have one.
Forever, man. 3, 4. I have one in the raw that I will never turn in. That was like out of everyone I've ever had, because I turned in 3. And those were like 9.2s, which I was happy with that still. I never pressed them. Cause I don't know. Just didn't feel like pressing them. But I do have a 9.8 that's perfect. I would never take that out. Yeah.
ASM1
too, right? He said he wants to make Spider-Man none. Screw MJ, exactly.
I want Amazing Fantasy 15.
Dave, I gotta ask, what are you drinking tonight? You've always got the good beer.
What's that?
What are you drinking tonight?
I'll have to get it real quick.
Okay.
The special beer.
Oh, right.
Special.
Like the tree. There you go.
Oh no, I was looking at the tree. It looks so nice.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I've been lazy. My presents are still not under the tree. I gotta put them under. Oh man, I think I may do a giveaway. Damn it. I've been so busy. Maybe I'll do like a 3-book holiday giveaway. Oh, what's that?
Picked it up this afternoon. It's an artist.
Nice.
Christmas ale. A little Belgian.
Nice.
Did you say it was a local artist?
No. It's Saint Bernardus Christmas.
Oh, Bernardus. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's a Belgian beer.
Oh, I like the design.
Craft beer.
I was gonna say it looks like that Belgian.
Festive.
Yeah, it's very festive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dave. We were talking about your tree. We like it.
Yeah, we like the tree. Shout out to the tree. There you go.
There you go.
Tree. That's our special guest for tonight.
The tree. There you go. The tree.
Tree, what are you wearing tonight?
The first real tree I've gotten in years.
Oh, it's a real tree. Nice.
Yeah, I've had a fake one for quite a while, and then it finally died. So I needed to get it. I was like, all right, let's go pick up a real tree.
Wait, what? How does a fake tree die?
Well, like the lights,
I know. The lights. I was like, is that the whole point of a fake tree for it not to die?
Stopped working. It used to be on a motor, so it would spin too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
so
everything stopped working.
It stopped working, so I was like, all right, let's go to a farm and pick one up, and the kiddos liked picking out the tree, so that was fun.
Yeah, we do a real tree for the kids every year, and then we do a
Nice.
fake tree in the living room. So this year
Nice.
somehow we made it up to 5 trees based on that one right there.
Is that your wife?
Who's currently flipping me off? Yep, that's my wife.
Yo, put on the bitch. I want to see her flipping me off.
She's over there reading. There's a mini tree in my daughter's bedroom. There's another mini tree in my son's bedroom. They're about 2-3 feet tall. And then we have the fake tree in the living room. We have a Grinch tree in the playroom, family room area. And then there's the real tree in the dining room. So,
oh, damn. How much trees do you need?
I'll tell you though.
We're a Christmas household, that's for sure.
I did not.
Totally cool.
I hadn't bought a tree in a very long time because I had that fake one for like over 5 years. I did not realize how expensive trees were.
Yeah, the
oh my god!
Oh yeah, man.
Jesus
I paid
I was like $60. $100?
I paid $100 for this tree.
100?
And it's just yeah.
How tall is it?
No, you had to do what the Griswolds did. You had to go to the forest to cut one out yourself. I'm telling you, that's the only way you do it.
No, we get fined if you do that now.
So I just went to the farm down the road, and they only had you pick your size, whatever you want, and they had a price range 90 to 110. I was like, I'm just gonna get a regular. It's not even a big tree. It's like 6 feet. Not even that big.
Dude, I got a 6-foot tree for $52.
$100. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, ours is 6 foot, 6.5 feet, and I want to say we paid $60.
Yeah, it was a 6-footer, like a balsam fir. Nothing.
Okay. Yep. Those could get expensive. The different types of trees.
Yeah, I was like $100. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I was like,
man, I'm not paying $100 for any trees I can't smoke. No.
Yeah, but you pay $300 for a comic. I'm just kidding. Like, no, fuck the tree. I'm gonna pay $300 for something that came from a tree.
Yeah, but Alex, the difference is you can smoke the comic.
Yeah,
true.
The tree all at the same time.
Did you get high from the ink and whatever in it?
Oh my god!
I had a roommate who used to roll blunts.
Yes. I want to hear this one story.
I want to hear this because
I had a roommate who used to roll blunts in his old philosophy textbooks from high school because he said he was smoking the thoughts of philosophers.
And let me guess, you wouldn't call this rolling the blunts out of your comics? Like,
God,
I'm getting these superpowers in right now.
Did he get an A? Just tell me he got an A. Just tell me it was worth it, or did he fail his course? That's all I want to know. He got an A?
We never really talked after freshman year, and then I want to say he ended up going to a different college, so I think he kind of flunked out, but I'm not quite sure.
He flunked out.
Dude, watch it. You find him up. You look him up now. He's like one of the most successful people in the world. Like, shit.
No, he's living in LA. Still smoking the philosophy words. He's looking for the philosopher to get stoned, but he didn't know the movie was called The Philosopher's Stone. So, poor guy.
Yeah, he took the British Harry Potter too seriously.
Oh man.
Yeah, did you guys ever hear about that book about Harry Crackpot Potter or something?
No.
It was
Harry Crackpot.
No, Crackpot. Pothead or something. Harry.
Harry Pothead. Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, Harry Pothead. There we go.
Harry Pothead. They made a joke about this back in I think it was the 90s or early 2000s because Prince Harry was caught smoking weed everywhere and he was just chilling, and they were just calling him Harry Pothead. And then they just made a whole freaking spoof comic about Harry Potter.
It's supposed to be like Harry Potter, but it's like fuck.
Yeah, but it's Harry Potter.
He's like with a bong. He's with a bong and everything in his bed, smoking it, getting real hot, thinking he's Snoop Dogg.
Did you know that?
Yeah, it was something like that. Like he thought he was Snoop Dogg.
Shit, Chris is asking.
Harry Potter. Yeah, she would know.
Okay. She loves the royal family, so she's never heard of it. I'll have to find it.
Yo, I was sending a picture of it.
But we got to get to bed. It's been a pleasure.
He's smoking with Willie Nelson and Snoop Dogg.
I don't smoke with Willie Nelson, no.
Willie Nelson's the only person who outsmokes Snoop Dogg.
I don't know
Of
if
course
I
he
ever ran into
does.
Willie Nelson or Snoop Dogg. I feel like I'd have to roll up a joint. It would be my first one ever. But yeah,
I mean, you probably I think at that point, if you meet them both, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know,
you can't tell a story saying, "Oh yeah, I met them, they offered it, but I said no."
yeah.
People be
Well,
like,
I'll just
"Pussy."
say this
I'm just
much. Snoop, when you're ready, we'll light up a fatty. But I heard Snoop quit. So, Snoop, to you, my man, I'm with you, man. But whenever you come around and there's a blunt anywhere, yo, we just gonna have to hit it, quit it, split it, and forget it.
I like how how our conversations always end in a weird
Yep.
tangent, and this was probably
But
the
that's because
weirdest.
we're all here now, and I love you guys all being here. No homo. I'm just saying, like, this is great.
So-
Hey,
you
yo,
know?
it could be completely. I'm just kidding.
You're
Anyways,
good.
nothing wrong with that.
Yo, you're keeping this kid from going, man. Chris needs to go. Come on, let's let this kid go. You know, he's got the wife waiting over there. She's yelling at him right now. She's like, hurry up. Look, he froze again. See, look, she just hit him with the shoe. He froze again.
Oh, he froze.
I saw this shoe. I saw that shoe, man. It's all good.
Merry
right.
Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New
Merry
Year.
Christmas to you guys.